Hey, hello everyone. Happy Sunday. Sunday Scaries is what we'll call it. All right, who do we have? Alexis. Hello, Michelle. Miss you. I will be getting that the cam story up, I promise, okay? They're taking a bit longer than I thought. Guys, welcome on in. Bar Talk episode number 11. Lucky number 11. I'm very excited. So I figured tonight we would probably have some new people on because of who my guest is. So I wanted to just kind of briefly explain how the idea of Bar Talk came about and why I've decided to do it, okay? So as maybe you can put two and two together, I'm a bartender. I work at my family's Bar Shinnick's Pub and at Pizzeria Portofino for Let Us Entertain You. And on March 15th, we found out that the state closed all bars, which was devastating. And then on Tuesday, I found out that I was on furlough. So I got my car, I drove, I cried, and then this idea came about. I originally wanted to do it as a podcast, but I knew that I needed to be able to wake up every day and put my energy into something, because if not, I was going to go mad. And this is what has been helping me. So with that being said, what am I drinking tonight? Gatorade. I am hungover as hell. I had 2 bottles of wine last night. And again, if I'm going to do this every night with you guys, I need to take care of myself, which means taking care of my liver, which means I cannot be drinking. I drank 10 days in a row. Okay. So like, again, we need to pump the brakes. And my roommate's laughing in the corner. But seriously, I need to. Okay, so let me tell you about our guest. She's watching. So Beth, please make sure that you connect, request to join. So Beth Keck, if you guys remember a few nights ago, Derek had said a really cool guest would be an old coach. And my first thought was, who's a coach of mine that even has Instagram? No offense. And I was like, oh my God, Beth would be so funny. So the first time I met Beth was when she got to be my coach my 16th year. And in our first team meeting, she said, listen, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your coach. I don't care what you do outside of this. Just don't get arrested. Okay? And that was my first interaction with Beth. But I loved Beth. She was definitely one of the best and hardest coaches I've ever had. But I knew that with her working as hard as she did with me, I knew it was a good thing. And she has coached some of the best people. She still coaches at First Line. She's been there forever. And we are going to go ahead and get her on. She just did the request. Give me 1 second, guys. Again, I'm still learning all of this with you. And cheers to my Gatorade. Okay, it is loading, ladies and gentlemen. Hello!
Yay! Hi, Jenna!
How are you?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. It gave me a reason to put on a little bit of makeup today.
You know, what's crazy about that is you actually you feel good then. You really do.
Oh, yeah. You feel so much better.
I love it. Okay, so what are you drinking this evening with us?
Well, I am drinking a Truly.
I love it. Ooh, what kind is that?
A lemon.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
I brought it back up just in case.
Oh, in case you go through 2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I see you're drinking Gatorade, so I'll go slow.
Yeah, it was a rough night. I mean, there's some video evidence on my sister's Instagram account where I'm surprised I was able to keep my head up.
Yeah, you should probably keep that to your sister's account and nobody else.
Yeah, well, I think she's private, or if not, Jill, can you make your account private so no one can see that, because it's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, so cheers, everyone who is watching. I am cheersing to a Gatorade, but again, still cheersing. Okay, so do you remember saying that, or do you say that every year to all of your girls, the same thing? Do you remember? You said, listen, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your coach. I don't care what you do on the weekends. Just don't get arrested. Got it?
No, I've dialed it back a little bit. Okay. I don't think I said that to my team. I think I said, if I do not stay on you, or if I'm not saying something to you, it probably means that I've looked past you and I don't care.
Yeah.
So every single person should always feel like I'm always on them, because that means I really do care and that I think you guys can be better.
Yeah.
No, I haven't said anything about being arrested recently. That is one. I'll ask my girls if I have said that recently, but definitely not this year. I have not said that to them.
Okay. Okay. So, we are going to do things a little differently because I have some questions I want to ask you, but we also asked the girls questions that maybe they always wanted to ask you, but were nervous too. So I put them in this bowl. And
did people actually ask questions?
People did ask questions. Yes.
Wow.
So I said, I'm like, okay, we got to do it this way. I think it's going to be fun. So I'm just going to like pick out of the bowl and we will go from there. Okay. So question number 1 is, do you get nervous before big matches?
Yes. And I think if I didn't get nervous, it probably means that I should probably hang up my coaching shoes, because if you don't feel a little bit of nerves, a little bit of anxiousness, a little bit of jitters, I think then it's way beyond where you should be coaching anymore. So I do. Now, I hope that I present myself very cool and calm on the outside, but of course on the inside, my butterflies going, craziness. So I hope that I don't look nervous, but for sure on the inside, I'm a little bit nervous.
Right. Did you get more nervous as a player or as a coach?
I think as a coach, way more nervous. I don't ever remember being nervous as a player.
That's so funny. Okay. All right. Next question. What are some things that kept you going as a player?
As a player, I love to play. I love to play. I think every player can attest to getting on the court, your adrenaline running, excitement of the big match, getting to play with your best friends. I loved the game. I loved setting. I loved being able to run the court. I think it's just super competitive. So I think the competitiveness and just loving the sport, it keeps you going.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the comments that someone put in here was, how long have you been coaching for? So how long have you been coaching for?
I think this is my 21st season.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
It's really long.
Why? So again, like when you started coaching 21 years ago, did you think like when you started that you'd still be doing it?
Oh no. And my mom had to convince me many times to continue to coach. Yeah. Wow. So I didn't want to coach when I first came home from school. So I started coaching my first year when I came back from college. I went to school in Mississippi, came back home. My mom said, hey, why don't you just coach a younger team, see how it goes? And I was like, no, I want to live in the city. I want to have fun. I don't really want to coach. Well, she convinced me to coach one of the younger teams. So I did the younger teams for the first year or two. And then every year I was like, no, I don't think I want to do this. And I remember taking a bus ride. It was on the CTA when she called me and she's like, how about you take First Alliance? How about you take the 16s? And I was like, are you kidding me? Every year I don't even want to coach. So needless to say, she had convinced me to do it. And then, I'd done the 16s or the 17s for 15 years after that. But, oh no, I did not want to coach. It was not for me. I was very stubborn. I did not want to do it. I was a brat. So yeah, no, she had to convince me to do it. And look, 21 years later, I'm still doing it.
That's amazing. Well, she did something right.
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. Madison is asking, what's the proudest moment coaching?
Oh, so I love this question because it's not a big match that we won or a big tournament that we won. It was a team, God, I don't remember, probably 2013, 2014. Don't quote me on the year, where a team of mine were at practice and we're in a drill. I think we probably had to get 15 touches in a row or 20 touches in a row, and they could not do it. And we spent the entire practice trying to get this drill. And they were frustrated. I was frustrated. They kept at it. We couldn't get it. Practice came to an end. It was 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, guys, we got to go. Like, it's time to go. And I started to pack my bag, walk out the door. And my assistant came up to me and he's like, they want to stay, Beth. And I said, what do you mean they want to stay? He said, they want to stay and finish the drill. And I said, are you serious? He said, yeah. I said, okay. He's like, go, you leave. I will stay here with them. I will either have one of them call you or I will call you when the drill is done, but they want to stay and finish. And it was 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, okay. So I left and I went home. I was getting ready for bed. And I can't remember if it was Mike, my assistant, who called me or one of the girls. And it was probably 11 o'clock. And they're like, we just finished the drill. They stayed on their own an hour at 11 o'clock at night to finish that drill. And when they called, or I can't remember if it was Mike or the girls today, I remember how proud I was that they took on their own that moment. They did it on their own, and it had nothing to do with me, and it just showed the character of those kids. And I will never forget that. Like, that was probably 8-9 years ago. And that team, you guys, I'm sure if you're watching, you guys know who you are.
Madison said that was my team.
That was the proudest moment of the team I've ever had.
Oh my God, I love that. And everyone's saying again, like from Miracle, when he makes them do the lines.
Yeah, I mean, they did it on their own. I remember Mike coming up to me. He's like, "They want to stay, Beth." And I said, "Are you crazy? Like, what do you mean? It's 10 o'clock at night." "No, I'm not staying." He's like, "Go." "No, I've got it." And they stayed and they finished it. And that team, that was how they were, though. They were so strong-willed and passionate, and that was the character that, you know, they overachieved that whole year, and that summed up what they were all about.
And that I will take a sip of my Gatorade too, because that is amazing.
I loved that. That was, I will never forget that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Amazing. Okay. All right. Next question. Any recommendations on exercises to improve our vertical these days at home?
Oh, yes. Well, it's funny because I don't know if any of you are old, but when I was back in the day, when we had strength training at home, we had what was called strength shoes. And there were these big...
I bought them. They didn't help. I still can't jump.
Nope. Didn't help with me either. They had this big front pad on them. They had no back. And you were supposed to do all these dynamic exercises with them. And yes, they did not help. So I am not recommending the strength shoes, because no, they did not help for me 25 years ago. I think a lot of exercises that people do with trainers, with jump boxes, agility, ladders, you really can do anything on your own in your basement or outside in the driveway. You can have a couple of little boxes that you're jumping on, jump roping, and really anything that you can Google a million different jump training exercises online, and kind of pick and choose, and there's a million options out there now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one. Can you still go to college without playing club?
I mean, I think so, but I think you have to be really, really, really proactive about getting in touch with college coaches. And if you are playing in high school, you need to make sure that they can come out and watch you. I mean, club is not for everybody. There's some players that do different sports, and so they don't have the time to do club.
Right.
But I think you have to then be really, really, really proactive on your own to get in touch with the colleges to come see you play. And you probably then have to set your expectations on what level you want to play in. You know, there's Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA. There's all different levels. So anybody can play really if you want to. It's just how much energy are you going to put into that recruiting? Okay.
All right. Someone said, do you know Al Lockhart? He is my school coach and he's the best.
I do not know Al Lockhart. Should I know him? What?
I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. Al, if you're here, hi.
Hi, Al. What school do you coach? And maybe I should know. I'm so bad with
I guess
names.
we'll have to Google it. I'll Google it later.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. Okay. This is sweet. This one's by Steve Burrows. He says, besides Jenna, of course, who is the greatest player you have ever coached and why?
Oh, I have coached a lot of good ones.
You have?
If you guys have ever been at Woodridge, you can see in the rafters many of our amazing players that have come through First Alliance. And my dad was over there the other day, and he's like, did you coach all of them, Beth? And I went, and I was like, I coached every single one of them except Julie Neidick. She was at First Alliance before I was even there. But gosh, the best player ever, oh my gosh, it's probably between Chauson Burks, Ariel Wilson, Laura DeBruler, probably those three.
Yeah.
They were all so good.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Okay. When did you start playing?
You know what? I started playing pretty late. I was a gymnast growing up, and I did basketball and softball and volleyball. So I didn't start playing until 7th grade.
Wow.
Which, I mean, nowadays, can you imagine trying to start at 13 and under?
No.
Really late. I'd be really late.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. How has all of this affected the volleyball community?
And I'm assuming they're talking about our stay at home and
yes,
the pandemic that's going on. It's impacted the volleyball community a lot. As you guys can all imagine, the world is shut down. So, first and foremost, families and health is most important. And I think that's the bigger, broader thing that everyone needs to be aware of. It's okay to be super bummed that sports is something that is on pause right now.
Yeah.
It sucks, right? It really sucks. But it's when you put it into perspective and people are sick and dying, it is a small impact. But it sucks, and it sucks for all of us who love the game and who love to compete, and for the girls whose season is paused at best, right? We don't know when things are going to start back up. And when we do, whenever that is, it's going to be a pretty big lag in between. So getting the girls back into the gym, it's like starting over for the season. So it's been very impactful. I just hope that everybody can take a step back and see the perspective of the world, and just make sure that they're taking care of their families first and their friends and their health, and that they can be a little bit bummed, but we will move on, right? We will prevail, and it will start back up at some point, and we're just gonna have to roll with it. I mean, we're gonna have to be flexible and willing to do things that we hadn't done before, just to make it work.
Yeah, very true. Okay, last one. It says, any tips for libero? So maybe what would be some good tips for them to do while they are at home?
My biggest tip for a libero is to get the ball. The libero is there. I think the actual description of libero means free. And that means you are free to run the backcourt, that every ball is your ball. So please do not hesitate. Go for the ball. I think that's the biggest tip I can always say. In terms of passing and serve receive things that you can do at home, everyone has some sort of wall, outside wall. If it's a brick wall, even better. You can serve and you can pass. You can pass yourself off the wall. You can juggle. You can do a lot of things by yourself. Grab a sibling, a parent, if you can, have them toss to you, work on your feet. You can do a lot of footwork on your own. So again, you just have to be really creative and really motivated, because it's one thing to have your coach standing there and yelling and having you do something, but to do it on your own, it's tough. So I think that's the big thing. Just stay motivated.
Yeah. I took a walk the other day when it was like 55 or something, and I was so happy because there was a little girl outside and she had this like belt on, and she was practicing just like spiking the ball, and the ball would come back to her, and I was like, and I was like, okay, draw your elbow back. Okay, get it a little higher and like go forward. And I was like, oh, and tell your dad I said hi. I'm like, he knows who I am, I swear.
The coach in you came out right away when you saw it.
It did. I couldn't help it. Okay, so before we get into rapid fire questions, I'm going to spill the tea on probably the most infamous story in First Alliance and Lions Junior's history of the slip and slide debacle of Wisconsin Dells of 2009.
Yes. Please share, because I know from the outside perspective of what we thought went on, but obviously I do not have the full details of the in.
Right. So it was, I think it was it was Friday. So the Wisconsin Dells, all the teams stay in a suite. You don't have like separate rooms. It's a giant suite, so all the girls are able to stay in there. And I remember some of the girls had gone. They like started the hot tub because you had a giant hot tub in the room. And so some of them went into the hot tub, and I was actually getting ready to go to sleep. But that year I knew what I wanted my end of the year gift to be. And I wanted to make photo albums for everyone. So I was like the team photographer, and I had my little digital camera I took everywhere with me. So I was like, okay, I got to get pictures of everyone because we're going to want to remember this. And all of a sudden, I don't actually know how it happened, but like, I don't think anyone turned the faucet off that was in the tub, and it was tile. And so people were just, they started like literally sliding. And I just had these photos and I was like, oh my God. I mean, now mind you, it's way past curfew. We're probably supposed to be in bed at 11. It was probably like 11 on the dot. And there was a group of girls who were sleeping, and then there were the rest of us who were loud as all hell. And there was a knock at the door, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And it was your mom. So she's like, girls, open the door. It's Miss Keck. And we were like, don't open the door. Don't open the door. Don't open the door. So we opened the door and she's like, what is going on? And we were like, well, you see, we just kind of wanted to just, you know, take a tub, and there was water everywhere. And I think you were already pissed off with our team at that time, because let's be honest, we were the worst. And she was like, okay, we are not going to tell Beth about this. You girls are going to clean this up and you're going to go to bed, and we will talk about this once this tournament is over. And we didn't talk about it, but the next day we had a team meeting, and I remember, and I said it quick, and you probably don't even realize it. You're like, oh my God, why is the carpet wet? And I was like, oh, Courtney spilled her jug of water. So we tried cleaning it up. And I just remember like internally sweating. But what I also, Jocelyn told me about this, and Jocelyn's on here, so you can attest to it. And I forgot about it. When Courtney did the running start to slip into it, that was how she broke her ankle. Yeah. Okay, so Courtney played on a broken ankle those next 2 days or whatever it was. We took second in the tournament. We lost to sports performance, 16 elite, because it was our 16th year. And then we had the team meeting with your mom, and you weren't there, and you pretty much quit on us, which we deserved. I mean, we sucked. And it was horrific. And I just remember thinking like, oh my God, I just wanted to take photos. I didn't think that any of that, like, I didn't think any of this was going to happen. And there are photos. I haven't been able to find them yet, but when I find them, I will send them to the team, because I know I have them. But I would love to hear it from your point of view when you found this out.
So this is the funniest season that I have had. So I was mad at you guys because we had gone to Omaha, Nebraska like 2 weeks before. And we were terrible. You guys we finished last. We kept missing the bus because you kept being late. There was 2 feet of snow. We were trying to walk places because we kept missing the bus. You guys were naughty at night, loud. You guys were a disaster. So we got back from that trip, and I told my mom, I was like, they're on thin ice with me. And you guys all wrote me letters and said, we're sorry, Beth, we're sorry, it won't happen again. So I had told my mom, I said, look, if something else happens again, I'm not coaching them anymore. I am not. You're gonna have to find another coach. And she said, fine. Well, okay, fine, Beth, fine. So 2 weeks later, we go to this Dells tournament, and we were all hanging out with the coaches that first night. And I remember Brian and Jordan, 2 coaches, came back after they had done their room check. And they said, hey, Beth, your room is really loud. And I was like, Mom, I told you I'm not dealing with this. they're already on thin ice with me. Can you go handle it? She's like, I'll go handle this. So she was gone forever. I did not even realize how long she was gone. She comes back and I said, everything okay? She's like, yeah, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. So the next morning when you guys came and we started to play, like something was off. And I was like, what is going on here? Like there's some secret going on here that I am not part of. And I know that you guys are holding something back from me. So I kind of let it go because we ended up, again, finishing second, which we were starting to play really well.
We did play well, which was crazy about that weekend that everyone seems to forget.
Yeah, we did so well. Plus, Courtney played on a broken foot. She really did. Yep. So I remember driving home in a snowstorm, and I get a phone call on the car, and it's my mom, and she says, so we have to have a team meeting when we get back. And I said, why? She said, your girls were naughty. And I was like, oh my God, what did they do? She says, well, I don't really know, except that when I opened the door, there was water everywhere. They were in their bathing suits. It was soaked. And I was like, oh my God. Well, then I get home and I get sick. I got really sick. And so that's why you guys had that meeting without me, because I had the flu.
Ugh, yeah.
So, and that was all I had known, is that you guys, that the room was wet and you guys were in the hot tub. But the slipping and sliding, I didn't find out until years later that was actually the case. But no, all I remember is her calling me and saying, your girls were naughty. And I was like, what did they do? And then I think I dressed with you guys. I was like, what is wrong with you guys? I had already told you that you guys were on thin ice with me. And then you guys do this. I could not believe it. But it was crazy. And that I cannot believe that the hotel never fined you guys, like that the room was not damaged, because
mind blown.
It was, yeah.
Because thinking back to it, like there was probably watermarks on the wall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like no questions asked. And it was, oh my God, it was crazy. And you know what I also remember about Nebraska? One, I've never been back to Nebraska because I hated it so much. Mm-hmm. They have the worst tap water.
That's what you remember?
Yes, because I remember drinking their tap water and I was like, this tastes like dirt and crap. Like it literally tastes like poo. And so I remember coming home and being like, oh, Chicago tap water system, I love you so much.
Yeah, good memories from a really good tournament.
Oh yeah, really good tournament. Okay, guys, and Beth did stick it out with us that year, and we took third.
Oh my God, I know. Crazy. Yeah, like 16 open AAUs, like got the trophy, third place, like pretty awesome.
It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so we are going to do rapid fire questions, and it has to be first thing that comes to your mind. You can't hesitate. Okay. Okay. Sour Patch Kids or Swedish Fish?
Sour Patch Kids.
Okay. What's the one thing that you can't leave the store without?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. What's a weird or odd talent that you have?
I don't have any weird, odd talents. Oh, I'm really good at egg toss. Really good at egg toss. The block party. Oh yes. I'm like the queen, and me and my husband are like the reigning egg toss champions. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. What is the kindest thing a stranger has done for you?
They bought me Dunkin' Donuts through the drive-thru. You can see I'm all about Dunkin' Donuts. Like the person in front of me, it was very sweet.
That's my love language too, so I feel that. Who is your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Okay. If you didn't coach volleyball, what would you do?
I don't know. I would volunteer. I would volunteer at like a elderly center or like a soup kitchen. I would volunteer.
Okay. What is your favorite sport to watch?
NCAA March Madness, which I'm dying without.
I know.
Yeah, but no, that's my favorite. I love it.
Okay. All right. Best piece of advice someone has given you?
Be confident. No matter what, no matter how you're feeling, express it on the outside, be confident.
Okay, and I'm going to echo off of that because you were the person who made me have good posture, because that year, that 16's year, I think I was one of the shortest people on the team. I'm 5'7", and you would always be like, stand tall, and I was like, I would put my, like, not trying to be like a nose upper, but I was like, no, I need to be as tall as I can because everyone around me is a bunch of giants. So. Yeah. But that comes with it. Be confident. Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or fly in the air?
Fly in the air.
Fly in the air. Okay. Do you put ketchup on your hot dog?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
That's like a sin in Chicago.
I know, right? Yeah, but I do. Okay. Unless it's got like the whole Chicago style with the pickles and the bell peppers, but you don't get that all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Would you rather be a character in an action-packed thriller or in a romantic comedy?
Action pack.
That was my answer too. I was like, I'm going action pack. Guys, what would you rather be, in a romantic comedy or in an action packed thriller? I'd love to hear everyone's answers. What is something people would be surprised to know about you?
I have webbed feet.
You have webbed feet?
2 of my toes. Mm-hmm.
So how did you never get into swimming?
I know. I was not a good swimmer.
Really?
Huh?
I feel like you would be a great swimmer.
Right? With web feet? No. No, it's only 2 toes. But no, I was a good diver because I was a gymnast, but I was not a good swimmer.
That is so interesting. Okay, if you were really, really hungry, do you think you could eat a bug?
No.
No.
If I were on Survivor, like if I were on the TV show, probably, but not really hungry. I'd have to be fighting for competition.
Okay. Who should my next guest be?
Ooh. What about your favorite teacher?
Oh, yeah. That would be a good one.
Do you have a favorite teacher?
I do have a favorite teacher, Miss Chirillo. She was my sophomore year homeroom English teacher. And I swear I learned more from that woman in that year. Oh, God, she's retired. I should find her. I'll find her. I'll find Miss Chirillo.
Yes, do
I'm
that.
gonna find Miss Chirillo. Okay. When all of this is said and done, what is going to be the first thing you finally do?
Go get my nails done.
I took all my nail polish off and have been like playing nail tech here, but it's weird not having my nails done.
I know.
Okay.
I know that's a first world problem, but I would get my nails done.
I know. Okay, so we are going to raise our glasses. So everyone watching, raise your glasses. And I found a sports quote that I think is fitting for this. And it says, "Sports does not build character, they reveal it." Okay. Oh my God. That's it. Everyone is missing those comments here, but it's weird not having my nails done.
I know.
Okay.
I know that's a first world problem, but I would get my nails done.
I know. Okay, so we are going to raise our glasses. So everyone watching, raise your glasses. And I found a sports quote that I think is fitting for this. And it says, "Sports does not build character, they reveal it." So with that being said, make sure that what is being revealed about you now in this moment is how you want to be revealed to everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Beth, thank you so much. Once I find those pictures, I promise I will share them with you.
Yes, please do. And thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, I'm going to let you go and then I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks again, Beth.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, guys. That was Beth. I love Beth. She's so great. I'm so happy that she could come on and share some stories. I forgot about how bad Nebraska was. We took a nap and we overslept and then got in a lot of trouble. Okay, so let me tell you about tomorrow's guest. I am so excited, and stay with me here because I got to explain it a little bit. But tomorrow's guest is you. That being said, I took a walk the other day and I ran into a dear friend of mine, Lisa DeCola, who is a hairstylist, and she had said that she just misses conversation so much. And she's like, "I'm so looking forward to you doing this every night, but like it's conversation that I'm craving." And I said, "Oh my God, that's it. Everyone is missing those conversations." So what I'm going to do, and again, you have to go live with this, is that you can request to join in and out. So what I'm going to do is you guys can request, and then I will have you come on. I'll ask about 2 to 3 questions. Okay, we're going to do rapid fire just again because we want to keep it rolling. I want to get as many people on as we can in that hour time slot that we have. But you guys get to be my guests tomorrow, and the characters that I have that come into the bar and the people who are sitting at home watching this. So wear your best shirt. Have a shirt on first. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, this is new. I'm learning this with you guys. I'm figuring it all out. But I think that tomorrow is going to, hands down, be probably one of the most memorable episodes that we do. So everyone, tune in. And again, we're gonna rotate. We're gonna filter in and out, having people come on. And yes, Benji, you probably should shower. You probably should. How do we get Berto on Instagram? I would love to find a way to get Berto on Instagram, Mal, because that man is so full of humor, we'll say. Okay, all right, guys. So again, you have to tune in tomorrow at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm just going to be taking requests. So you guys can request to jump in and out, and that is how we will do it. So everyone have a lovely Sunday night. Take care, drink responsibly, and I look forward to having you guys on tomorrow. I can't wait to see all of your beautiful faces. Okay, all right, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.